And welcome back. Last time we fought the court and our and we brought ourselves our friend Curly with us, which we only can get through the transaction of trying to get the secret ending. And now we just trying to find our way back home and save our friend Curly. Now we here in the Waterways, which is not that difficult of an area, but you do want trying to try and do exactly what I do, because what I try and do is to get what the next step is to do to save Curly, and also the next step to actually get the secret boss and secret and best ending. So we just get our like basic enemies, the bats and the little slime creatures, whatever they call them. Especially after that last boss, which was very difficult. So definitely want to take your time with this, especially uh, with your health so low. Which again, if you decide to use the life pot now, I wouldn't blame you. Using the life pot now would have been a good idea, since after Waterways, there's another boss. I don't find that boss too difficult, but definitely, but if you can take him, I say go for it. Use the life pot for the last boss or this upcoming one. You see, there's little hidden hearts, so if you worry about not wanting to use it up yet, just know there's hidden hearts around. So you see little rapids pushing on over, and you want to jump at sometimes, so you can advance in certain areas. You also got some jellyfish here, which I'm just gonna take care of with the level 3 bubble line. So you want to go down right to the bottom here, where you're gonna start off to the left. You want to do exactly what I do and try to stay on that little platform, little block that there, and want to try and jump on there and go into this door, because one, there's a save point, and plus you can rest, which also refills your health. But you also put Curly down, which you investigate the room. There's some computers and some bookshelves. Investigate her, she's not moving. But on the computer, you can say there's notes about something. If you go on the second bookshelf here, it gives you instruction of how to remove water from malfunctioning robots. And that's how you learn how to take out the water from Curly's body. And you read the computer say you can do it. And you talk to Curly again, and you drain all their water. Talk to her again, or I believe, I don't know. And she comes back. But she fell back to sleep. But you want to talk back to her, or you want to make sure you take her back up. Because you need her to come with you for later. Which is kind of confusing, since what you did was to Sony not here to take out the water. Now you bring her back out. I suppose I think actually now that I think about it, I guess now with the tow rope, she actually like bound to you closer. I guess the air tank is giving her some air too. So you want to time these jumps carefully so you can avoid little spikes. And now we got ourselves the boss fight. A little fishing. Now I believe in this boss fight, if you're able to beat this boss without getting hit, you get a medal. The medal does nothing. It just basically, yeah, this basically a medal showing off that, well, you beat this boss without getting hit. I believe if you go in the process of doing this whole level again, like going back here, going through this area, you actually can fight the boss again to try to get that medal. I can't remember if that's true or not. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I remember maybe you can. And again, the blade is a terrific weapon to use on any boss, especially with these little minions. When they got hit, you hit one, especially useful when you can able to rapidly push your weapon again, and then able to hit another one. And of course, they give out weapon energy and health. Especially avoid the little rocks. They can get a little bit difficult too. But again, actually this is the last boss fight you're able to fight before you actually can able to go back to Jenka's and refill your life pot. So if you have any difficulty in this pot and you're running low on health, definitely use the life pot. If you didn't use it for the last fight, you were saving for this one for the last fight before you're able to refill it. The fish one is the last one you're able to get. Never fight, So use the life pot here, and now you know when exactly you're able to use the life pot, and you're able to go back and refill the pot. And of course, I destroyed that fish because. So we got back to the Mega Village, but everybody's gone. So we head into Arthur's house to figure out what exactly is going on, and maybe we can go back and see what happened. But we'll get close. Booster. That's right. Leaving him behind, ignoring him, even though if you do go down there, you get Booster version 0.8. You get him. He dies after giving him because he believes you're the only left to stop the doctor. But if you decide to annoy him, he will come. He will have his own ambition to actually try to survive and make it out there, and he develops the Booster 2.0, which is better than the Booster 0.8, which in fact is the booster pack you need to do the secret boss and the best ending. And we see here the Booster 2.0 is pretty awesome. Able to instead of having a floaty jump, you get more of a directional push. But before we do that, we head up here, which takes us to the first cave. And the reason I'm doing this, and if you kept the Polar Star, you want to do this too. Now we head our way down here. You can see our old enemy fodder, which I keep it in just to see how much we've grown. And we definitely grown a lot since the first encounter. And there's another reason too, but let's head in here. We'll talk to the sleeping dude that was in here. And he talked about what happened to his gun that he left in his chest. Well, we have his gun. And he gonna confront us with it. And of course, wanting it back because we took it without any permission. But he sees it had been used a lot. So he says, heck, if firearms are good for smart people, not fools, then, well, he's gonna do something cool for us. He's gonna finish up the Polar Star because earlier he said this. Yes, right here. He says the Polar Star is actually an incomplete gun. So we've been using a broken slash unfinished gun for this whole time, and when we come back, it gives us the Polar Star, which is now called the Spur, which is my favorite weapon in the game. You're gonna find out soon enough after we talk to this guy and go back outside, because you're gonna notice some changes when we come back out of this room. And you also see this weapon is actually chargeable. Being level 1, just pressing rapidly will be the level 3 Polar Star. Past level 1, it becomes a straight 1 line, then 2 lines for level 2, and max it comes a big bulk of damage as, of course, pierces through enemies, which is amazing, especially if you're gonna be taking on the secret boss. And basically, I've used this weapon for the rest of the game. I barely switch it out. I only switch out for like the missiles or the blades again, because the blades are good against the bosses, and the missiles are pretty good for, again, bosses. But of course, we see the changes that I speak of before with more enemies, which here to demonstrate how much you came along, and also demonstrating how badass the Spur is. Because look at that. Able to attack and shoot out beams, like some sort of beam that pierces through enemies, and these enemies just get mowed down. And I also believe with bosses, they just keep getting damaged for the main time that the attack is staying on screen, which causes a big amount of damage, which is why it's a pretty good weapon for bosses as well. Start where we began, and we're growing so much. This is pretty cool. Especially why I like the Spur very much. It's definitely a weapon that shows how much the player had progressed through the game. So it's pretty cool. But real quick, now we actually got a way to go up here. If you didn't have the booster hold 8 or the machine gun level 3, you come back in here, you get yourself the arm barrier, which is basically, actually, I don't actually remember what the arm barrier is. Let's see. Okay, so it decreases the damage. It decreases the amount of energy you loses when you get hit by an enemy. I thought it was the actually, I believe when the power, I believe I called it the one where you get multiple ammo energy. Now that I actually think about it, I think that's something else you get later. Ooh. Oh, well, it's pretty useful, but again, if you get this far and you use the Spur as much as I do, I think that one's pretty not that important. Maybe that's why I don't remember the arm barrier being that important to me, or remembering where it was or anything like that. But I'm getting a bit sidetracked. We actually come back to the egg carrier here, which got all destroyed. I forget by what. Believe either by Misery or either that or the core messing up, so all the eggs hatched and became dragon zombies. So, but this is the way we had to progress, so onwards. You see here stalagmites. What is it? Stalactites. I think the saying goings go, if it's stalagmites, it won't bite, or is it? what are spikes on above? The best way to do it is just go around them. You see later we actually have to do that for a little platforming, but that's till later. You see those little gas things? Those things actually explode like the whole screen, so you want to take care of them very fast. And we see the booster 2.0 is actually pretty useful in this area, boosting through and passing through most of the enemies at quick pace, making them easy targets to our attacks. And you want to talk about with the spikes, you want to quickly go all the way to the right and either use that spike as a platform or just use the booster 2.0. Doesn't really matter. Of course, I'm trying to remember myself with the 2.8, not 2.8, 2.0. Kind of getting myself a tango with 2.0 and 0.8 version of the booster. But we come here and get our missile upgrade, and we meet ourselves twin dragons we have to fight, which can only be damaged when their mouths are open. But don't worry, you don't have to damage one and damage the other. It's basically you damage one of them, and you'll be able to beat them without having to touch the other one. So you feel like just focusing on one, you can do that on focusing on one side, wait till one comes up. Don't need to worry that much. Of course, those fireballs are easily destroyed by your attack, especially useful when you have the spur. Of course, this gives us a save point, and we move on to the right. Right here, where there's a little hole we can come out of. And I'm about to die, which is 5 health. I'm surprised that I stayed alive for this long. But of course, I recording this with an edited video. So I edited out on my desk. So this is post commentary, of course, which I'm surprised right now that I'm able to survive this long with low health. Of course, we just keep on chugging on. Of course, saving and getting health. Of course. And here, I'm going to read the text on the screen. We see that the number 00, a hatch as well, which we see Cass here, which I had to mention, by the way. We're going to see 2, I think, possible endings you're going to see here, which are the bad endings, by the way. So we had Kaz here explaining what's going on with the Doctor and Demon Crown, and also what happens to them when we were gone. And Kaz here is going to ask us something very soon, and that is to either escape with him on the flying dragon or stay here and fight. Of course, saying yes to this will lead you to one of the bad endings. Where she tells you to get on this cute little adorable dragon, which you wonder how the hell that tiny thing was in that egg. My thought, don't ask about it. And of course, we have here our bad ending one, saying that the doctor took the flying island as a fortress and struck the surface, and where we and Kaz just live on a mountain, just ignoring it. Which seems like a real dick move of us to do. And there's the bad ending. Number 1. Yeah, that's an ending. Weird, isn't it? But I do like the little tune here. But, of course, we can't do that. We're the main characters. So we tell them no. And now Kaz is telling us what we have to do, and that is to destroy the core. And here's bad ending number 2, I swear, because for some reason when I looked up endings, this was listed up as an ending. And that is, you just fall here. It says, when I looked up the endings, they say this was an ending. I don't think it's much, but I decided to just show off a bit. Just because it says it was an ending of you flying off, and I was about to fall out there too. But if you head down here, you see some little people. Which this is the home of the Littles. Which is talk about where his husband is. And if you remember from the cemetery from the Mega Vision village, that where he is. So you're now got a side quest to actually now get him to bring him back to his house. But besides that, we'll hold that off to next time. And now we're just gonna climb up here to go after the doctor. Now this area is kind of interesting. It's a vertical platform. It's very easy. What's actually you got the booster 2.0. Well, one thing is interesting, the weapon energy flows and flows right towards the left. And also to mention here, there's a little secret, which I think is also required for the secret ending and boss, but also unlocking another mode as well. You see here, there's a little clock thing right there that indicates something as well, which after dealing with these monsters real quick and this spooky little ghost which shooting things I don't want to know what the heck they are, especially what the hell they look like too. Ugh. So we just head our way to the left here. See a little fence here. Just push back like you're going to the door and go up in this chest, and it gives you the 290 counter. Which I believe unlocks the Wind Fortress in a extra mode. But I don't think the Wind Fortress unlocks until you beat the game. Or the game on the secret ending, I guess. I don't know. I have to check it out. But of course we keep chugging along here. And of course it's easy to get past this area because of the booster 2.0. And of course with our newly acquired spur, these characters are becoming Mitsumi. And also these sands, of course not indicated with any skulls, pop out little crocodile things. Which is a little bit annoying because, well, maybe you saw it coming, but what we saw earlier, they were indicated by skulls. So, I guess a little bit dickish without any indication, but, whatever. If you see, I guess, if you see the first pit came out, I guess you have to assume the other ones were too. And of course, we reach up all the way up here, and we're gonna head out through this door. And you see the storehouse and a Mimiga. We're gonna talk to this dude and see what's up. And in this part, I'm gonna end it off here. But first, we talk to this guy, and he's found out he's actually a human too, which wondering, you just same thing that happened with Sue. What do you want to remember for this guy for later? But for now, this is the end of this part. See you guys next time for, I believe, the second to last part. No. Yes, second. No. You know what? See you guys next time.